If you are listening to this podcast, then you are in for an exclusive treat. Today, you will learn about the future of this podcast and how you will benefit in the long run. I first want to say thank you for making it to episode 20 with us. Without the many downloads, the reviews, subscribing, rating, I may not have gotten this far. And while the road has, of course, been eye opening and, of course, I've been evolving, I have my moments just like you. I often go back to my reviews. I read a lot of them over and over and over. They're very supportive and very uplifting. I want to thank each and every listener that has sent a review, an email, tweeted me on our Twitter. I appreciate you very much, and I am so grateful. I'm grateful for all of the connections that I've made thus far. Have you subscribed? Subscribing right now is more important than ever. I am sure somebody's inner voice is probably like, why, Eve? Why do we have to subscribe now? And while I really want to say because I said so and stop having commitment issues, I'll just say that Vanquisher is about to turn a few corners and land just where it needs to be. So get your seat on this ride while you can because you aren't going to want to miss all the good that's to come. If you are listening on iTunes or via any Apple device, please leave us a review, subscribe, and rate us between 1 and 5 stars. If you are listening on any of our other platforms, please be sure to follow us on Facebook at Vanquisher the Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at VANQPod, VANQPOD, and also on Instagram at VANQPod, VANQPOD. If you are wanting to join our closed private forum, you can visit us on the web on our lovely website, www.vanqpod.com/forum. You can also learn a little bit about me there, my journey, where I am now, where I've come from, where I started. All of that good stuff is there under About the Hosts. You can learn about the show. You can also donate to us, support the show. It's always greatly appreciated. And now that we've got that out the way, let's get into the show. Thanks for tuning in. This is Eve Davis Paul, and you are listening to Vanquisher. Of course, I gotta say it. You know that I always will. I am not a doctor. I am not a mental health professional of any kind. I am a daughter of a narcissistic mom, and I knew that being an extension of her wasn't normal. So please do not take anything that you hear on this show as professional help. On the other hand, if you are needing any hotline information, you can definitely go to our website, www.VANQPOD.com. At the very bottom of the first page that pops up there is a link that will take you to a mental health hotline. You'll be able to get any number that you need, talk to someone right away. But I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist or counselor of any kind. Please, please, please don't try to take anything that you hear on this show and substitute it for professional help. Again, it will not work. So, here we are, episode 20. Thank you so much for coming this far with us. Lately, I have been thinking about the show going in a different direction. Of course, it'll still be centered around me. I am a woman. I am a daughter. I'm a mother. I'm all of those things. And I've been getting a lot of listener feedback, emails. I've been talking to a few people on our social media. And the feedback that I'm getting is majority of just wanting to hear more of how I'm maneuvering, how I'm living my life, the choices that I'm making that are better, how I'm healing. And while I thought I was doing that, I guess maybe not so much. I know that a lot of the topics are centered around coping with a narcissistic mother or after no contact, what to do, how to kind of maneuver on this side of life. And while the show will still be about that, I am going to be doing some reshaping, some rebranding. And I also may start another podcast. That's something that's in the works as well. That will just be solely about me. More than likely something that a lot of my listeners that listen here will also enjoy, because it's giving you a fuller aspect of my life. A lot of things I don't talk about on this podcast, and that is for the respect and discretion of my listeners. So, I am also planning an ebook, and that ebook will actually be 5 things to do to begin healing from narcissistic abuse, from maternal narcissism. I am going to be getting that up on all of our social media once it is good to go. There will be pre-ordering available, so anybody wants to pre-order that, I'll be providing you guys with the information on our Vanquisher the podcast page on Facebook. On our Twitter, it'll be some tweets there where you can actually follow the link to be able to pre-order and or purchase the book. But as you all know, I am starting school this month on the 25th. And while that really has no bearing on VANQ Pod, I do want to be giving you guys what's helping. I do want to be giving you what you need. I also want to be able to be the go-to. I want to be giving you a resource that you can appreciate and that you love. And while I don't always feel that, um, that's not that big of a deal. But I am going to be taking a break for about probably 2 to 3 weeks. And what would be helpful for me is that if you do email me, if you do tweet me, send me a message on Facebook, Eve Davis Paul. Let me know what you would like to hear. Let me know what has helped you. It's been very, very helpful to have listener feedback, but I know that there are so many other opinions there, and the good thing is that I am willing to read and listen to all of them. Um, but I do want to do some brand shaping. I do want to kind of reassess some things and refocus. I have not had that big of a break in my personal life, and I know that starting school is going to be somewhat of a transition. But I also want this podcast to continue to be very strong and very supported. So let me see here. I can definitely let you know that our downloads, of course, have not stopped. There are so many new people that are listening to the podcast. Sorry. And to me, that's always a huge inspiration. We did surpass April by almost 250 actually downloads. So in April, we were at 1,425 downloads. And for May, we hit 1,675 downloads. You guys have no idea how just elated I was when I saw that we got that many downloads. Our all-time download overall is 6,235. As you all know, I am on the road to 10,000 downloads. 10,000 is that number. I do want to try to get speaking engagements. There's so many opportunities for such a topic that most people sort of shy away from. I want to let you all know that I'm always going to be here. But for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I do need to just take some time for myself to figure some things out, to see where this is going, to see if I'm going to start another podcast in addition to this one, and to sort of refocus so that this podcast can be its best for all of the listeners. Email me at VANQPod@gmail.com. You can also go on our website and leave a message for me. I'll get it directly. I get it to my phone. I'm able to reply back instantly. I'm not going anywhere, but I do need to make sure that not only is the podcast serving you guys, but to also make sure that it's serving me as well. I have evolved so much going back and listening to my episodes, finding help in a lot of the things that I've said and a lot of the research that I've been doing. And ultimately, I do want it to continue to do that. It's something that's so important to me. And what you guys think and what you're getting from it is most important to me. So tell me what you want to hear. Tell me some things that you think I should change. I will be introducing a few segments down the line. That's something that I've been wanting to do sort of from the beginning. I'm going to be introducing some Q&A segments, some scenario of the week, those kind of things that make it a little bit more exciting. As you all know, I've always wanted to be a talk show host, a disc jockey. And while podcasting does not involve music, it does definitely involve talking, obviously. So I do want to, I know that in the future it'll be more of a sort of talk show segment kind of feel, which also makes it a little bit more fun. Um, I appreciate you guys' opinion so much. And when I feel that there may be some people that aren't listening for reasons of which the information is just to overload, I don't want it to be that. I know that everybody doesn't feel that way. So that's why I do want you to email me, reach out to me, tweet me, Facebook message me, reach me however you can. I will be here, and I know that there's a couple of questions that I'm supposed to be getting back to, and what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it on this podcast. I am going to message you directly. So the two young ladies that asked me questions via social media, I'm actually going to reach out to you directly. Isn't that fun? That is super, super fun. So be on the lookout for those messages. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you guys later. Now, I will be engaging on social media. I will be engaging with Twitter. Reach out to me, tweet me. I will tweet you back. There will not be any podcast episodes for the next 2 weeks, tops. For the next 2 weeks at the least, 3 at the most. Put it that way. That's best for me right now. I do want to be able to make sure that this is serving who it's supposed to be, and keeping it the way that I feel it will be most effective. So I love each and every one of you. I hope to hear from you guys. Much love. Until next time.